Hello, and my name is Jennifer. I am going to be the academic coach leading this session. Today we're going to talk about allegations with conversions. Now, I would like you, if you have not done so at this point, I would like you to view the allegations video, which will go through how to actually perform an allegation problem. With this particular video, we are going to learn how to do allegations when it comes to where we have to convert a few items before we can solve the problem. So sometimes we'll need to perform some conversions before performing a problem. So an example problem would be to prepare 2 ounces of a 1 to 150 solution from a 4% solution and water. Now in the previous video we did not see any examples with water. However, we have to think water is considered a base. So when they use Swiffy, sterile water, you will also have questions that have ointment base, cream base, petroleum jelly, which is also an ointment base. All of these have a percentage of 0. So if you see, or I should say, if you do not see 3 percentage strengths and you know it should be an allegation, they might involve a base. So they're not going to say 0% in the problem. They're going to use cream base, ointment base, sterile water. They're going to use that terminology, and we're expected to know that that concentration for that particular item is 0. Now, with this question, we're going to have to convert our ounces to mLs, so it's very important to be familiar with your conversion factors. And we're also going to have a 1 to 150 ratio in which needs to be converted to a percent. So with this problem, I'm just going to go through and then do the conversions, and then we'll go to a new problem and do some more conversions. So here, I want to convert ounces to mLs. So I'm going to take my 2 ounces and I'm going to multiply that by my conversion factor, which is 30 mLs is to 1 ounce. My ounces will cancel, so 2 times 30 is 60 mLs. So this 2 ounces is equal to 60 milliliters. And whenever we convert a ratio to a percentage, we're always going to take the left number, which is 1, divided by the right number, which is 150, and then we always multiply by 100 to get that percentage, and this comes to roughly 0.67%. After we have done the conversions, we are going to do the allegation as we always would using the tic-tac-toe method. So let's go ahead and take a look on what that's going to look like. So let's do a complete problem from beginning to end. So I have a medical office needs 0.75 liters of a 1 to 10 solution. The stock solutions available are 1 to 20 and 1 to 5. How many mLs of each is needed to prepare the solution? So here we have 4 conversions that need to be done before we can set up our problem. So first let's go ahead and convert 0.75 liters. That has to go to mLs. So we have 1,000 mLs is to 1 liter. The liters will cancel. So here I have 750 milliliters. I have a 1 to 10 solution, so I have 1 divided by 10. Don't forget to multiply by 100, and that gives us a 10%. I'm going to do the same thing to the 1 to 20, so I have 1 divided by 20 times 100. This is going to equal 5%. So the 1 to 20 is now a 5%. And then the 1 to 5, which is 1 divided by 5. Don't forget to multiply by 100. 1 to 5 is actually coming out to 20%. So we're actually making 750 mLs of a 10%. The ingredients that we have available are 5% and 20%. I'm going to go ahead and set up my tic-tac-toe grid. So I'm making 10 from 20 and 5. I'm going to go ahead and subtract diagonally. 20 minus 10 is 10. 10 minus 5 is 5 to give me a total of 15 total parts. Now I'm going to go ahead and calculate exactly how much is needed. So I'm going to take the parts of my 20%, which is 5, divided by my total parts, which we calculated as 15, times 750, and I get 250 mLs of my 20%. I'm going to do the same thing for my 5%. I have my parts of my 5%, which is 10, divided by my total parts, which is 15. We're going to multiply that by 750, and I get 500 mLs of my 5%. Okay, if I add the two quantities together, I total out with 750, which is exactly how much I was asked to make. Let's go ahead and take a look at another problem. So I have prepared 16 ounces of a 1 to 4 alcohol solution from 10% and 50% alcohol solutions. How many mLs of each is needed to prepare the order? So I only have two conversions for this problem. I'm going to go ahead and start by converting my ounces to mLs. So I have 16 ounces. We're going to multiply that by the conversion factor of 30 mLs is to 1 ounce. 16 times 30 is 480 mLs. 1 to 4 is 1 divided by 4 times 100. Don't forget to multiply by that 100. And I'm getting a 25%. So I'm preparing a 25% alcohol solution. Now I'm ready to go ahead and set up my tic-tac-toe grid here. I'm preparing a 25% solution from a 50 and a 10. I'm going to go ahead and subtract 50 minus 25 is 25. 25 minus 10 is 15. When I add them together, I get 40 total parts. Now I'm ready to calculate exactly how much of each is needed. So I have 15 over 40. I'm going to multiply that by the 480 mLs of making, and that comes out to be 180 mLs of my 50%. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for my 10%. I'm going to take the parts of my 10% over my 40. I'm going to multiply that by 480 mLs, and that comes to 300 mLs of my 10%. Okay, when I add those quantities together, I total out with 480. Okay, so I hope this video has been helpful. We've gone over alligations with conversions. I would like to thank you for viewing the video. Also, thank you for choosing UMA for your education.